Apologies for no vlog last week. I got very, very sick, and I still have some of it, and didn't want to go through that for an entire vlog. Fortunately, I have now watched Tyson Grand Prix. December. Stop bugging me about it, please, guys. Okay. Other cleanup. Toei has been active in taking down my videos again. I've got Mega Ranger Part 1 up, and I tried to repost Kuga Part 1, and they took it down again. Honestly, it's the only ones they've hit in a while. It's just annoying because, you know, I put it back up, and they take it down again. I post the, dispute on Dailymotion, and then nothing comes of it. So, in that respect, it's worse than YouTube, in that you send the counter notification and then you don't get anything back. Whereas with YouTube, it gives you that 30 days, and in that 30 days, you can't do anything with the video. Well, you still have the claim on it, and then they can reject it. The actual owners can reject it, which Toei always does, and yeah. This is why I went to Dailymotion, to avoid that. And at least with Dailymotion, I could just post it right back up once the upload limit has expired. So, I'll try a new video post method to get around whatever content ID Dailymotion uses. Not really get around, but, you know, make it so it doesn't pop up like that. Worst off, I'm putting it on private and just linking to it everywhere. Anyways, Ninja. Actually, I should say that, no, let's go with the Ninja. Ninja 36. It's continuing the plot from 2 weeks ago, because the show was Ninja and Ghost were preempted for some sort of event in Japan. So, it's continuing off from the Kinji is turning into a yokai plot, and yeah, it's still decent overall, and a high mark for Ninja, but still kind of, it's doing the same thing as I keep critiquing with the rest of the show. It's mostly fight scene, and it's anything barely substantial with character development, and this is a big one because the resolution of why Kinji doesn't become a yokai is having this big personal revelation that he has nothing to fear. He has others to support on, specifically the Ninja. Flashing back to lines of dialogue and moments of fun and support and appreciation, and yet those are the lines they use. They're pretty much the only two lines I can remember in the show where they actually, you know, actually sounded supportive. It's literally that little that it's not. Tell the flashback scenes are from very early in the appearances, where he was kind of like, you know, half trying to kill them, half not, half you know, playing butler maid. And so it's like, it's the show itself saying that, yeah, we really don't have anything to really justify this, just go with it. In that, how he accepts his weaknesses, accepts his flaws, and because he has no fear, self-doubt, or weakness to really speak of, the yokai power from himself vanishes, and the Uramasa sword that has been doing this has no longer any claim on him, so it transforms into the Gekiatsu something sword. Yeah, they're doing the Gekiatsu thing again. And that's pretty much the episode. There's some interim stuff with Yoshitaka telling of the sword's nature, of that it doesn't just absorb yokai power, it turns the user into a berserk yokai as well over time, and that a person possessing that kind of yokai just speeds up the entire process. So Kyoemon tricked him to try and kill the Igasaki brats, which does not surprise me in the slightest. It was also kind of a subversive tactic to both get the end shuriken from Yoshitaka and to prove to everyone that Kyoemon's way of doing things, and that it wasn't just him that fell down this path, by showing that someone that's just like him would end up taking the same doing the same things, except no. Well, yes, but no. The thing they keep misrepresenting is Kinji isn't like Yoshitaka. Or, not Kinji. Kinji's not like Kyoemon. Not really. He has some superficial elements, but he's got, like... I don't have anything good to say for comparison purposes, because we barely know anything about Kyoemon. He's not like me, he's better than... He's not me... The comparison purposes of what Kyoemon was trying to do with this, like, use him as a pawn because he's so like himself, doesn't really gel when your villain has been playing the mysterious mastermind thing. It's like, I'm blanking on the term I want to use again. But yeah, it's part of the show's bigger narrative issues again, where it's not really giving time for story. It has enemy, fight scene, and situation of the day with less than stellar resolution. So, you know, something meaningful that makes it so interesting and fun and good, and Kinji is still the best character in the show. No doubt about that. But that's because he has a character arc that's barely really addressed. And there's, like, barely other character arcs for the... I'm doing it again. I'm repeating the same things. Why do I keep doing that? So yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Granted, Kyoemon also used this as try and get the end shuriken from Yoshitaka again, but he's not giving that up, obviously. And he's not playing faithful mentor with, you know, telling Kinji this stuff to him directly. He says it to Nagi with expectation that Kinji's overhearing it, which he does. So it's like, you know, he's being a ninja by not being straightforward, but him not being straightforward is also hurting his own personal agenda, with whatever agenda he actually has. Ghost. Apologies, I didn't like what I was thinking up for Ghost. So, from the top, we have a month-long time skip between the events of episodes 4 and 5. This is so, as the fans have theorized, to allow time between Newton's acquisition and Surprise Future, its use in Ghost's events, and then a month after, so Ghost can retrieve it from Drive's possession to happen. The problem in this is they don't really acknowledge the time skip, and then it causes all kind of logic gaps, because in the show they treat it as if Kamen Rider Spectre, Makoto, guy's name is Makoto, I'll discuss him in a bit, has just appeared, and they're musing over it when it's been a month. And the it's been a month thing is really problematic because Takeru has not gone out hunting any new ghost icons. And, you know, he's lost a month of his time now. He has almost half of his time gone. We're at 57 days. So that's about a week and a half, okay, almost 2 weeks before he hits the halfway mark to him being dead permanently. So, him wasting all that time is not a good thing for his character, and does work to validate what is Makoto's big beef with Takeru, which is why he's now attacking him to grab his icons, that he's indecisive, he's weak, he's not motivated to save himself from his own demise. Now, in part, this episode does try to validate that Takeru's stance, just because he's gentle and kind doesn't mean he's weak, it's not exactly as validated as one might think, as It's only when he's stuck in the moment that he's really like that. The Machine Gun Ganma, the Ganma of the week, has been attacking people, so they get on its case, which causes the whole incident with Spectre. But near its conclusion, the Machine Gun Ganma, using some support units, captures... I shouldn't say captures, restrains Akari and Onari, who stumble into the battlefield, and threatens them with being shot at with its bullets if Takeru does not stand down. Now, Takeru's hesitating, but he's hesitating for a good reason. It's like people are put in danger. If he attacks, people are going to get hurt when, he can survive the damage. So, but it phrases it as him being indecisive and weak, as was said throughout the episode by Mikoto and a bit by Onari. Onari says it after Takeru asks if he's indecisive and weak, and Onari says he can be at times, which Akari refutes, but I'm gonna side with them on this, because, again, it's been a month and he's done little but mope. He's not really motivated when he should be, and it's like he's avoiding the issue. He's avoiding making a decision when it's pretty easy to want to help people and save other people's life, like he's been doing so. So it seems like it's backsteps for the character when he resolved not to do that anymore, and I guess from the bigger framework of the series, it could be an extension of him running away from the conflicts in the background of Akari and Onari's constant arguments. Now, from my perspective, it wasn't so much he was running away from the arguments, he was getting away from two people he's experienced with and, won't, they argue all the time. Do you want to be around people that argue all the time when they are arguing? I would say no. And it's like, it really is a description of one step forward, two steps back, because it's trying to address something that's characteristically wrong with Takeru and, cause character growth, but it was already something he was growing past, and then we get this episode. So it's like, it should be refuting that point by showing that, sacrificing everyone around you for whatever your goal is should not be what you're about. Because that's not really weakness if you're helping other people in the process. And, that would be something that would kind of bridge the gaps between Mikoto and Takeru. Except we don't really get that. I'm hoping we get it soon, because, it's kind of, I'm trying to use a different phrase than the one I've been referring to it as, but, they have common ground that, is being sundered by, something that wasn't really valid before this, I should say. Then again, the show has been on full stop. It's been speeding past all these points, so we haven't had much time to really devote to character. All that we've really had is minor developments with Akari and Takeru dressing her, not really even dressing her down. It's like I watched Easy Rider and The Shade's recent stream of the recent episodes, and they're mocking, and they described it as whining, and the second episode's events as whining when he was addressing Akari's disregard for his situation, and yeah, this expanded character lack of character character reversion, it can now seem as if it's whining when, as said, first episode, third episode, fourth episode, he was trying not to do that. But I guess if it's more addressing his lack of general resolve to be committed to a course of action, that I could see as more legitimate critique, as, you know, that's some things some writers have had issues with that can be shown with Takeru's current character. I'm just saying that they're not really doing it very well in this case. Spectre shows off 2 form changes in this episode on top of his own, which, if this were a 2-part episode, would have worked better, because now we're just getting slammed with forms, and we're up to, let's see, base forms for both riders, and then a total of 6 active icons. And, admittedly, we saw the Nobunaga Ghost icon last episode. We had to see it in action. But we also got Tutankhamun immediately with Ghost. Nobunaga, of course, everybody knows Nobunaga at this point, is specialized in rifles, which the Gongon hand, Spectre's primary weapon, when he uses the finisher, it clones its guns. Now, this is awesome. Actually, it's lots of awesome, because now it makes Nobunaga perfectly paralleled with the Robin Hood Ghost icon, since that one has an Omega Drive finisher that clones Takeru, so it's like guns and arrows. Should be an interesting. That would be an interesting song. So it's like paralleling power sets at this point. And likewise, Tutankhamun is parallel to Musashi in that it's not short range. Well, yeah, short range. It's a blade user that comes in up close, except instead of dual swords, it's a scythe. I think Nobunaga would count as the dual gun specialty, so now all we're missing is a giant broadsword. Yeah. And then I guess Spectre taking Edison, as he does in the episode, is allowing him to parallel Newton, so they're all even up, with the exception to specific skills. It's from all appearances, it looks like Makoto is experienced as a fighter and is physically stronger, while Takeru's more spiritually inclined, so he has abilities trained to counter ghosts, while Spectre's more of a fighter. It's like, it's evening the odds to, I guess, get a good rivalry going between them. With, unfortunately, the problem with good rivalries is it's between 2 people that are more or less equal. Gaim actually did this pretty well, as Kota was not weak in Baron's eyes. He in Kaito's eyes, and that's what made them such a conflict. It's just that they had different perspectives on things. You know, Kaito's power for power's sake, and Kota with the more gentle kindness and goofery we expect from some protagonist writers. Whereas this is a bit more uneven in how things are going. And admittedly, some of it is due to characterization, which isn't bad. It's just that it's a bit more extreme, and I don't feel it was addressed well, is my ultimate thing with it. Trying to think if there's anything else. Not that I can think of. Okay. I will see y'all next week.